Welcome into the PHNX Daily Bet Show, brought to you by the one and only DraftKings Sportsbook app, America's top-rated sportsbook app. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe wherever you get your podcast. Leave that 5-star review. I'm Shane Dieffenbach, joined as always by Johnny Venerable and the Canadian capper himself, TFlint from Top Line Picks. How we doing, TFlint?
Doing well, boys. Doing well. Thanks for having me on.
Of course. We're excited. It's a big football Friday, one of the last football Fridays we get to do this year.
I know. It's already sad.
Yeah, there's we'll have a overview of the slate from the NBA and the NHL today, and then toward the end of the show, we'll go over what we are thinking of Championship Sunday. What are your favorite games tonight, TFlint? Just aside from picks, just what are you excited to watch?
What am I excited to watch tonight? It's got to be this Memphis game, man. Memphis is just a fun team to watch, and look, you just got to kind of see what John Morant's been doing lately, and it's nice to be able to see a young team developing and get a face-off against a short-headed Utah team. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be enjoyable.
Yeah, so John Morant and Stephen Curry, I feel like fine. Obviously, this is a Phoenix. This is a Phoenix bet show, so those two are fine. But Andrew fucking Wiggins, excuse me, what do you think about that? What is that?
You guys are surprised or not surprised that he's on the starting line?
I like when Klay Thompson was a starter about 2 months ago in the fan voting, and he hadn't played all year. That was my favorite.
Yeah, it's interesting, man. I don't know if I agree with it fully, but I was happy last night when he put up some extra points against his former team. So
yeah. Johnny actually had him over 25 points as one of his props yesterday. That didn't get there, but he was pretty close. He had like 11 and a half.
Yeah,
it was a fun day of basketball yesterday. The Warriors able to pull off that 6.5 point cover, and the Lakers, Anthony Street Clothes Davis once again getting injured.
We should have known when we started the show yesterday. We were both on the Lakers heavily, and then right before the show started, news broke LeBron potentially was going to sit out. Then the numbers started going up, and then you just get those tweets of Anthony Davis sitting on the bench, kind of dejected. But what a disastrous turn of events for them, because you can't offload him because he's a clutch guy.
Yeah,
LeBron could be on the move after this season. Is he even an asset at this point?
So I get this question a lot, like, are the Lakers even going to sneak into the playoffs? I mean, yes, I 100% think so, and I 100% think they move on to at least the second round, but it's getting to that point where you're kind of questioning that now. You're like, this team can't get healthy. Anthony Davis is made of glass. LeBron, is he getting a little too old for this shit? It's a weird team. But yeah,
well, they have to get the 6th, 5th, 4th, or 3rd seed, because if they get the 7th or 8th seed,
they're going to get pounded.
They are losing to the Suns or the Warriors. Probably they're being swept by either team. So their goal should be 6th seed or better.
Tonight's going to be an interesting one though, man. Against Charlotte, a young team that's fast. Like I want to see LeBron out there just to see him just be dripping in sweat, because this team's gonna run him down. What do they put up? Like 158 the other night?
Yeah,
like, geez Louise.
Kelly Oubre, former Sun, putting up almost 40. The Hornets, and so I got the Hornets, the Knicks, and the Bulls are like my 3 favorite teams to watch in the NBA, just because I always talk about this. Julius Randle.
How are we doing this? It's
so strange.
I worry about Shane a lot on this show.
Because sometimes he just walks up the court and it's so fun to watch. T-Flint, do you have any of those teams, like your league pass teams you like to watch the most?
Definitely not the Knicks, I can tell you. They're probably far down. I just don't like watching them play. Like Julius Randle, when he cares, sure.
That's what I'm saying. That's why it's so fun.
Yeah, but
sometimes he does it.
What, trying to pick which game he's actually going to show up and play for? I don't even know. But I don't know. I've almost started, like, the Raps are obviously fun to watch because they're our team, which is kind of nice. But I don't know, Scotty Barnes is a thing of its own. Seeing these guys develop, like I said before, like these developing teams are great. Like Memphis and what they've been able to do, even Charlotte, what they've been able to do when they're like semi-playing defense and they're not just running gunning. They're fun, they're enjoyable, and it's good for the NBA.
For sure. Well, let's get into your picks, Tiffin. What do you like tonight in terms of your favorite teams?
My favorite teams. Well, I think I've already touched into it. Oh, look at that. Here we go. We got Memphis -4. This line's already moving, which is kind of expected with Donovan Mitchell now ruled out. But you're looking at this team, man, that is just Jackson is just throwing it down right now on defensive side of the ball. And I think they're ranked sixth best right now on defense. It's drastic. And this one should be a little bit more of a statement game for these guys. So Memphis -4. We have a bunch of units on it, which is good. And then obviously on the ice too, Penguins. It was a fun stat when I read it. I don't know if you guys seen this stat before, but the Red Wings are 9-50 on the road after a loss in the last 2 years.
Oh my God.
I've never heard this stat before, and I did it. And I had a stat check, and I had to go back because I didn't believe it. But they are 9-50, and they haven't won in Pittsburgh since 2017.
Love it. Well, some history behind it.
I know. So we try to find a little bit of value in that play because obviously just going money line is brilliant. Is it even worth it? But winning in regulation, this one should be fun. This one could be a 3+ goal difference. I like it.
Yeah, I love watching the Pens this year. Definitely one of my favorite teams to watch. We'll get into my picks for tonight. We touched on it a little bit, but there are some teams that are just they're so weird to watch, like the Knicks, and I think this Nuggets team is one of them. That's why I'm taking the Pelicans +4.5 tonight. The Nuggets, I don't know what's going on because you have guys like Jokic who completely impact the game, and then you have guys like Facu who are like the worst in plus-minus in the NBA and have highlight plays but aren't really contributing. So I like the value here, +4.5 at home for the Pels. I also like the Celtics +1 tonight. The Celtics, I'm a huge anti-Jason Tatum guy. I don't know about you, TFlint.
I was just gonna say, are you not worried about Jason Tatum going off tonight?
No, not even close.
Shane's a hater of Jason Tatum. I've always been a big fan. So he purposely sneaks
that's
those
literally not
jabs
what
in there. Jason Tatum went to the Eastern Conference Finals as a rookie. And
I don't
took
give
it to
a shit.
LeBron. If Jason
Tatum didn't have the fans he had, then I wouldn't care. But all of this Devin Booker, Jason Tatum, I just can't do it. So with him being out tonight, they're playing the Hawks, who I was high on at the start of the year, and they just stink. So taking those +1.
They're having a little bit of a hangover after last year.
Yeah, well, I just don't. I'm so sad about it because T-Flint, at the start of this year, I made a bet that if the Hawks don't win past their over/under, which is like mid-40s, over 500, I have to shave my mustache. And that's
I didn't know about that bet.
Me and Espo made it, and it's part of my brand.
And how long has this mustache been on your face?
About 2.5 years.
Oh boy. Okay, so there's commitment to it.
And then my last pick was the Stars -1.5, playing a really bad Capitals team, and you get some value in that. That's +200 right now on the DraftKings Sportsbook app. So
at home too. At home.
Hot team.
All right, enough of this garbage. I need to see my picks. Please, Leah, put my picks on the screen. Number one first of all, are the Lakers really going to be entering the All-Star break multiple games under 500? LeBron supposedly he's going to play tonight. Still hobbled. I like that young Athletics Hornets team to cover. I think we're at the point now with the Lakers where we'll reassess maybe in early March where this team sits, what kind of moves they can make. But I think that Anthony Davis injury is devastating from a morale standpoint, especially when you consider they built him back up. Hey, he's going to play. We're going to hit our stride. We're just now getting back to 500. I think they torpedo tonight in against the Hornets. And then listen, this Devin Booker snubbed from the All-Star game starter. You've got, one of the Jenner siblings tweeting out that it's just a travesty. I think he is going to go off tonight. I think we could see a 50-point game from Devin Booker, a focal point, 30 points easily. He hits that. These motivation kind of games, when this information comes out, you're embarrassed with the fact that Andrew Wiggins, John Moran are starting ahead of you. It's a joke. I think they win. They destroy the Timberwolves tonight at home. That crowd is going to be electric. People are going to be pissed off. That's the easiest bet of the night. He's going to go off for easily 30+ points in a blowout victory at home.
The Devin Booker snub is so funny to me because it's the forward thing, and Wiggins is technically a forward, whatever. But I saw a stat yesterday, and Andrew Wiggins, I think, is the 24th leading scorer in the Western Conference.
The Warrior fans are a lot like Niner fans, where they just are relentless. You have to give them credit.
Yeah.
There are many more than I ever anticipated there being. Everybody, hopped on the bandwagon at each of the, this half decade. And what was the year where like they tried to name their entire starting five in the Western all-star starters? It wasn't this year. Maybe it was like 2-3 years ago when they were, peak Warriors. It's gross. I hate it. Take away fan voting in every sporting event. We don't need fan voting. We don't need fans' opinions outside of being on Twitter. It's great. It's great for the game when they're able to engage, but they should not have. I mean, all-star voting and all-star starting goes into guys' Hall of Fame credentials. So they should not have any part in playing that.
Joe Lavroni in the chat, a resident Niners and Warriors fan.
They're out of control.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree with fan voting. I think that should be removed for sure. It should be back to the writers and people that actually not necessarily care more about the game, but it just feels if different facets, because again, like it's going to work in your favor tonight for Devin Booker going off, because an absolute snub is going to absolutely have the points come into it, and he has that extra motivation, which we just saw the other night when he put up 40. So when he has that motivation, I agree with it as well. I'm curious to see what your over under is on LeBron James sweat towels tonight. Is going to be though.
Could be about 7.
That's what I'm thinking.
I don't know if that line is available in the DraftKings Sportsbook app, but there's a lot of other things available prop-wise and pick-wise that you can bet on right now, including the championship round in the NFL. Right now, DraftKings is giving away new customers 56-1 odds on any any championship game money line. Bet just $5 on any of those teams' money line in the championship rounds. Get $280 in free bets if the team you bet on wins. So, Chiefs money line, I think, is the only one that actually looks kind of safe. But other than that, it gets a little scary. New customers only, though. But if you're not a new customer, you can use same game parlays to juice up the odds, whatever you like the most. That's 21 plus, Arizona only, gambling problem, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. New customers only, eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for more details. Joe says it was the Zaza Pachulia and Kevin Durant year. They're trying to get Zaza Pachulia.
That was one of the grossest displays. They should have ended it after that season. Joe remembers. We're all scarred from that.
Well, let's get into our props. TFlint, why don't you go first? What do you like the most tonight?
It's again, we're sticking with Memphis. Desmond Bane, 18.5. Absolutely love it. As much as I guess we were talking about John Morant, it's one of those things where it should be the Desmond Bane show. We've seen on how shooting guards go off, but a big kick me, DeJounte Murray, man, he's got to get back on track for us. Going up against no rim protection, and the way that he drives the ball, it's going to be nice going over top of his PRA at 37.5. Chris Middleton. This is a nice little sneaky one at plus money. I was kind of shocked to get it at plus money, to be very fair. 2.5 going up against the Knicks, where Giannis kind of struggles a little bit about it. So I see Middleton to be able to get it done. He already hit 4 the last time these guys played, shooting 4 for 11. So look for him to get it done. And our big boy Shea, just get it done for us. No rim protection again. We're Sabonis. Where's Miles Turner? 25.5 points. Oh, geez. I almost this could be a 30. This could be a 35 for the kid. Just get it for us, man. Just get it.
Shea loves getting those, getting his points over right when the game is about to be a complete blowout. Hoping
before final timeout.
Yeah, hoping DeJounte doesn't. I remember the Middleton one a couple days ago when they called a timeout with 4 minutes to go and he was right under it. And then they sent him back out. I turned the game off. I was like, there's no way he's coming back there.
Yeah, they called timeout, which normally you sit, and then he hits one basket, and then very next play is gone. It's just, okay, he just needs to get over top. He knew what his prop was. He went over.
For sure. I like all of those. The Chris Middleton one, especially the Giannis comment you had, scares me because we'll throw up my props right now. Giannis over 42.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Hopefully 10 of those assists are to Chris Middleton tonight. And the A in Anthony does not stand for assists. That's at 6.5 or 6 right now. he's been really good scoring the ball, but I don't understand this line. So I'm taking the under in that. And then LaMelo Ball, we talked about it. Too fast of play for the old men in LAARP. Give me the over on 35.5 points, assists, and rebounds. The man's probably going to be everywhere tonight, just hoping for a kind of more tame game. Also, TFlint, I noticed you never take unders. Do you hate not betting on people to succeed? Is it a Canadian thing?
I'm just about action, man. It's like when I'm watching the TV, I don't want to be screaming at somebody to not do something.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm getting on the top of the lungs, almost waking up my kids, I really want them to be understanding that Daddy has bet the over on this one. So when he's screaming, it's because he wants them to do something, not because they don't want to be done.
For sure. Well, those are our picks for the NHL, the NBA tonight. Let us know if you're following along on Twitter at PHNX_bets. Guys, big games this weekend. Come Sunday. Johnny, why don't you go ahead and kick us off? Has anything changed since the start of the week?
Goodness, I'm gonna probably make TFlint barf up his drink, but I'm gonna take the under for my DraftKings pick of the week.
Oh, no.
The first half under in the Niners-Rams game at 23. So San Francisco, second time they played them in week 18, didn't score any first half points. Look how inept the first half offense was for Tampa Bay last week. And then the Niners defense has been playing lights out. I think we're going to have a low scoring game in general. If these two offenses get going, I think it's going to be in the second half. I do not see either team combined total eclipsing 23 points in that first half. That's really the only thing that sticks out to me is surefire going to hit. I do think we are going to have a blowout in one of the two games. My gut tells me right now, and we'll talk about this on Sunday, Shane, in our preview show, -7 with Kansas City feels like something that I could get behind. Now, if that number goes up, I'd be concerned. We have seen this Bengal team multiple times this year be blown out by double digits against the Chargers, against the Browns. I think that their fairy tale postseason run comes to an end. Kansas City would scare the hell out of me, especially what they did in the fourth quarter alone against Buffalo, who has a much better defense. I don't know how they keep up, and I don't know how Kansas City allows Jamar Chase to replicate the performance from earlier this season. So those are the two I'm definitely hovering around right now.
Yeah.
I'm starting to think somebody had Jamar Chase going against them in the fantasy finals. That's what I'm starting to think a little bit. I'm getting that sort of
I had
hint,
T. Higgins as the other receiver, and they didn't throw him the football, and that was incredibly disappointing. So you cannot get. We're going to get a blowout. I just feel after last weekend, the games went down to the wire. One of these two games will not be competitive.
I'm hoping for the exact opposite. That last weekend, I don't know how many. I'm pretty sure I lost my voice. Voice on how those games went down. Every one of them was absolutely amazing.
Yeah,
and I am on the same board as you. I don't necessarily like agreeing with very many people, but that under does look very nice.
Sound like my wife.
That under is just nice. You got two teams that hate each other, man. It's two defenses that are going to show up. If I was going to get on anything as of right now, it would. I do like that under. I do still expect the Rams to take this game, though.
I do too.
So,
yeah, I think what I'm going to end up doing, but for the sake of my pick of the week, I'm going to make my DraftKings Sportsbook pick of the week the Chiefs -7, just because the way that the Bengals were able to beat them at the end of the year was with the generational performance from two guys, and I just don't think that happens again. And the defense, and plus they won on a holding call.
It was in Cincinnati. A lot of questionable calls by the officials.
Plus, everybody's talking about how good the Cincinnati defense was last week, and I don't think they were that great. I think that Tannehill was bad, and I think that they were okay. And I think the Chiefs, Spagnuolo, and that defense gets better and better every week, and that follows into the playoffs. I think there's a blowout, but I think for betting sake, I'm probably just going to tease both the Rams and the Chiefs just to be safe because anything can happen. But as of now, Chiefs -7 is my DraftKings Sportsbook pick of the week. TFlint, do you have your favorite pick for this weekend, or are you just staying away for now?
No, I'm actually going to go complete opposite of you guys just because I'm just feeling it. I'm just absolutely feeling the groove. I am going the opposite side. I'm going Bengals. I'm going to go Bengals on the cover. I do think that this is going to be a lot closer to what people think.
Mm-hmm.
And even though I do agree with your statement, you have two career performances. I don't necessarily think that they need 2 career performances again. I just feel as if what I saw from the defense last week and what Joe Burrow can do in a big game, I think it takes the next step. Do I think they're going to win? Probably not. Do I think that they're going to cover? I'm on that side.
And it's not like I'm rooting for that to happen. I would much rather see Cincinnati advance to the Super Bowl and
no
for
more
it to be a
Brittany
good
Mahomes.
game. I've seen this story. Like I've watched Houston jump out to a 21 or 24 point lead and then get blown out by this Kansas City team. And the game is not close in the second half with Deshaun Watson and company and DeAndre Hopkins last game in Houston. I've seen this before.
Nothing frustrated me more than that game. I know exactly where it was. I lost so much money on that game. Let's just not talk about that one. Let's make money off this Bengals covering and be able to get it done for us.
The Burrow elite status of just being the ultimate winner, the ultimate teammate, refusing to lose, especially in the playoffs, dating back to the college ranks. That's a real thing. I believe in that.
Yeah, the stat now, it's got even better. Before the playoffs, he was 6-0 in like must-win games in his career. So like the SEC championship, the semifinals, and then up to these games in the NFL. He's 6-0, like no interceptions, like 16 touchdowns. It's just ridiculous. I mean,
I would be concerned if I was a Cincinnati fan with the way their offensive line played and the fact that the Chiefs' defensive line can get after you. And Josh Allen got out of a lot of sacks. I don't think Burrow clearly doesn't have his mobility. That would concern me. Him getting incredibly banged up early.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know. I saw what I saw in Oakland. Max Crosby's legit. He was able to get out. Just saying.
That's
just
fair.
saying. I'm excited. This games are going to be great, and if we can be able to see anything, even half is what we saw last weekend, I'm going to be very satisfied.
Yeah. Well, TFlint, thanks you so much for joining us. I have one quick question before we get out of here. What do you think about this?
What even is that?
That's Shane and I's love child from Little Caesars.
You want to explain?
So to promote the new Batman movie, Little Caesars has made a Batman pizza calzone combination that you can get right now from Little Caesars. We're fixing for a sponsor from Little Caesars. It's $7.99. I tried to get one yesterday. Full transparency, I could not secure one. I will before the end of the weekend. I will tweet out my experience with it. But that is the Batman calzone
this is what it
pizza.
Looks like.
That is. That is epic and an unreal creation, boys. Oh, my goodness. Well done.
Well done to the people at Little Caesars. Guys, it's been a pleasure as always. You can follow me on Twitter at Shane Dief. You can follow Johnny on Twitter at Johnny Venerable. And TFlint, they can follow you at Top Line Picks, I believe, on Twitter.
Yeah, sure. Let's do it.
And then the show, you can follow at PHNX_bets. TFlint, thank you so much for joining us on this wonderful Friday. And yeah, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe wherever you get your podcasts, and we'll be back on Sunday at noon.
Great. Peace. Thanks a lot, boys. Really appreciate it.
Yeah.